good day. It was a really nice day. It's not winter in New Mexico. Uh-uh. Hmm. Hello! Welcome to my tiny tube. My name is Margie. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on how I feel about things. I don't want to mislead anybody. On my talk tonight, I said I'm in Hammond, Louisiana. I'm not in Hammond. Part of what I was in my 3D world. I was an IT professional. So something I started doing not too long ago is I'll put the location of where I am in different places that I've been, because every place I've ever been, like, I've had good and bad experiences in them, right? So that's like the sum of all parts of life. That's what life is just a collection of positive and negative experiences. So I tune in to see if, like, anybody that I'm in close frequency with, in proximity to frequency with, I might come across their FYP, because I've been to Hammond, you know. And so I've been all over the place. I do that for a lot of different places. I just dropped the see more channels. And so it's Hammond, and I was in Hammond back in 2010. Went down to see my life mentor. She was a professor at SELU, and such a big, beautiful life that I traveled from Omaha to New Orleans to Hammond. So I got to experience New Orleans. Went down to that cafe where you get the funnel cake. The big mom and I have been watching. I must have Hammond on my mind. I wonder if Hoff's okay, cause that's right. That was the lady who we got to go up on a boat up in the like up. I got to see crocodiles. I got to. I got to see that segregation is alive and well. That there's two separate parts in Hammond, Louisiana. I got to experience that there. I did, and probably the last time I will ever eat raw oysters on the half shell was at a real popular place down in New Orleans. This was 2010 when I was there. Okay, and so since then I moved from Omaha and then moved to Salem, Oregon, and then lived in Flagstaff for a blip, and now I'm in Taos. But on all my talks, I say I'm a different place that I've been, and then I share stories of my experience there. It was cool. I didn't have any terrible experiences in Hammond, Louisiana, or New Orleans. I'm just not into all the I'm not into all that wicked stuff. It's fine for people, voodoo, all that. So it's to each his own. There's consequences to practicing anything. And I don't believe in taking lives. Thou shalt not. Thank you. That thou shalt not kill. And I actually enlisted in the military back in 2000 because my mom had a traumatic head injury. A guy slammed her head in a car door, and I knew that I would never put her in a home. She made me a promise, never put me in a home, because she grew up in an orphanage. She was thrown away from birth because she had two bad feet. She had born with two club feet, so they put her in an orphanage. They didn't want her because she couldn't do nothing for them. She can't work for them, or so not viable cattle. So they put her in an orphanage, and then we end up in the town in New Mexico that she was born in, 22 miles south. I can't make this stuff up, man. Life is such a trip. I hope people get out there and travel around and notice that the world is a lie, that Uncle Sam is a liar. I see they're doing bullshit in the news. And when I enlisted back in 2000, like, I always knew that America was a big liar. That we're like the big brother asshole bully, like the Brett in Weird Science, just like that antagonizes like my older brother. You know, the man. Like they make up the rules and then they have everybody fall in line and then they change the rules. So now there's people out of compliance because that was the old rule. Now there's new rules. See. Now you're got to go to jail so we can pay guards to make sure you're a good person when guards do terrible things. You ever see Orange is the New Black? I used to take 7 years on Friday nights. I took AA meetings to Potawatomi County Jail in Council Bluffs, Iowa. You don't gotta live that way no more, man. You don't gotta live like that. You can do things different. So I called today's talk Uncle Sam is Kaiser Söze. Anybody ever see that movie, The Usual Suspects? During that time, I believe Kevin Spacey, that was like his prime peak. Everybody wanted to work with him until they worked with him. Now all the secrets come out that he's a pervy dude too. They're all just creepy people that are trying to find places to put it. I say they're just looking for penis pockets and they don't care what it is, and that's creepy and gross. It's almost like it's inhumane if you ask me. Like, what is that how lizards behave? Because that's gross, you know. So now we're taking people out of their houses in countries that, you know, because you know why? Because Biff, that's what I call the president. I call him Biff. If you ever watch Back to the Future, he's a sum of all parts. All he is part of a program. And he grew up watching shows like The Rockford Files and Godfather and all this stuff. You could tell. You could, back when all those young girls, like, that's like cattle for women. That's what, like the cattle drive for women. Like, it's like a auction when they have, beauty pageants. You know, it's like, who's the best slab of meat, you know? And like, it's gross, but that's just what it is to be American. Yep, my college degrees say things like College of the United States Air Farce. Because it's all a farce. Because nothing we do out there makes this country better. As a matter of fact, we are getting the karma. The United States of America is getting the karma. It's become a third world country because we made third world countries. Yeah, that's what happens. Once the egomaniacal greedy, you give them an inch and they take Venezuela. You give them an inch and a little bit of power and they drop bombs in Syria. It's stupid cousin shit. And then, you know why people have war? I can explain to you right now. While the United States of America goes to war, it's for rituals. That's what it's for. If you want to see who's running the whole USA, I got a document here. Let's see, where is it? I'm going to copy it. Copy. Are you homeschooled? Oh, but lots of people in New Mexico, they have their homeschool. They have their own made up schools because it's the land of the lawless. Is the land of the stupid cousin. They don't regulate themselves though. So back in that movie, Usual Suspects, I'm gonna do spoilers. I'm gonna tell people about this. Hey, what's up? And there was a little wimpy, gimpy dude that went in the police and was telling them about Kaiser Söze. He did it. Kaiser, it was him. It was all him, right? That's what America does. They did it. We did it over there. They did it, and now we gotta go protect America. That's what the United States is. Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are extensions of one another. That's all. We live in a contrived reality. There's no reason why we need to be over there ever and freaking taking people and bombing people and killing people. We're bitches. We sucker punch people in the middle of the night for no reason. And well, it's all right because evidently this year is the year of the revolution that America gets its cracky ass up off the fucking couch and goes outside and says, no, we don't want it like this anymore. I can't wait. I'm super excited. So maybe men and boys in their teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s will all put that game controller down and go out and show us what it is to be a man. Fucking cracks me up, man. So we live in a psych-up. Santa's a psych-up. You know, we go do deplorable things in places we have no business. And then veterans like me that was we did the same shit in fucking Iraq back in 03. So that kicked off. We're going to take your land. We're going to take your goods for decades. Just so the military members can pay themselves hazardous duty when we're the hazard. And just so the military members can make tax-free. You know, all these Americans are talking about not paying taxes this year. Oh, well, why do you? Because military members, all they have to do is go overseas and they don't have to pay taxes. So why, you know, it's a double standard. This whole country is a damn double standard. And I want the whole world to know what a liar Uncle Sam is. And if your dad's in the military and he works in maintenance and he comes home and he talks about, oh, I'm so tired from working all day. I'm here to tell you, I worked in age. I was a maintenance support. That was like the most, because the planes don't go nowhere unless you use our equipment. So, you know, they say, age ranger. There is no air power without ground power is what they say. So, ain't nobody dies unless age shows up. It's all stupid. This country's a big fat liar. It's a big fat liar. How come I can't get into my chat? And the truth is coming out. When the astrology is lining up with the truth coming out, the astrology is lining up with people, you know, being fed up with having to freaking pay for the benefits of other people. You know, not just here in the United States, but in other countries, you know. They don't get that they're living over there, they're living the lap of luxury. While the cracks of society in the United States get wider and wider and wider and wider. And wider and wider. So here, if you want to know who's running the United States, here's a document. I wonder if it opens up. Let me open it up. Go to channel. Oh no. That's weird. Technology's being weird. Let me see if I can pin the message. It's a 144-page document of Freemasons from 1974. That's what the document is. So if you want to know who owns the United States, it's all nepotism. All of it's nepotism. All of it is. All of it's nepotism. It's all stupid cousins that run the rule. That's all it is. It's just dumb dudes with their fucking G-spots in their buttholes, you know, going around saying, do what we say because we're the men. We're the men, and we're in charge. Fucking, men that haven't seen their feet without the aid of a mirror in 25 plus years. Those are the people in charge of the United States. Cracks me up every time. Like, I mean, when I was a little girl, I used to get bullied a lot more. Now I'm a grown-ass woman, so grown men are kind of little bitches, so they kind of just leave me alone, which is cool. But, like, my brother's one of them, too. That's how I know what a scumbag was. I was roommates with scumbags. Like, he was the Virgo opportunist that stacked the deck to make sure that everything was nice and cush for him, and I have a note from a teacher of his when he was in the first grade, apologizing to my mother for not putting him on the school bus, and that Jerry is such a he told such a convincing story. He was a maniacal liar at 6 years old, and now he is he makes $240,000 a year as a lawyer for the state of California. So don't tell me I don't know that the scumbags that run the earth. I used to hang out with them. Because they're all friends. Because, see, the United States of America isn't that big, and my brother is a JAG, and there's only 5,000 JAGs in the whole United States. You know what JAG is? It's a lawyer for the military. So they're the ones that make up how things are going to go. The guy threw his own sister and mother away just because he doesn't want the world to know that he's been setting seeds of being a manipulator and a liar. We'd literally play cards. I come back one time, I had a royal flush. I was like, oh my God. And he was snickering and stuff, and I was like, what's going on? You know, I had to put it together. And he's like, well, I stacked the deck, but it was supposed to be in my favor and it didn't work. They all cheat, they all lie, they all steal, and I don't live that way. And I'm just here to tell people that, you know, a lot of people, I think a rude awakening that people are going to have this year is just simply figuring out that people that they love and that they're related to and have the same blood with, they're going to find out what these people are really doing when they're off on their trips and they're off doing their things where they make declarations of doing grand, you know, great things, you know. And I know there's a lot of, see, because I didn't pay attention to the whole blah ISIS Ra El story for 30 years, and that's what they count on, because how many people are going to go over there? But see, I know wall kissers because I went to AA meetings with them. I know people that'll shit on their neighbors. It doesn't, see, and I don't go by nationality. I don't go by ethnicity. And the way I look at it right now is I had this activation in my DNA back in 2017. I heard some Native American music. I did a DNA, or Mom did a DNA test. I did a DNA test. And then we found out we're Mom's Spanish Native American. And then like I have colonial blood. I got the lizard blood in me too. So I got, you know, so I got the whites versus the browns within me. So it's created disdain and inner conflict, and took me a lot of years to figure out how to find peace within myself. I tried to find it with alcohol. I tried to find it with drugs, and pretty much the only way that I can keep a handle on my demons is to A, not drink alcohol, B, maintain a fixed physical regimen so I'm staying active in some capacity. Because if I sit, things get stagnant, and then I start thinking, I get wrong ideas, you know, and I can't get in trouble because nobody else is going to wipe Mom's ass for me while I'm in the pokey. So I got to mind my P's and Q's. So all I can do is flip people the bird every now and again. But mostly I'm a peaceful being, because we're in Cancer, or we got the Cancer full moon going on today. It's Capricorn season. I got Capricorn in house 7th and 8th, Cancer in house 1 and 2. So I'm all about feeding people and making sure people are comfortable right now. I just sent a homie of mine, man. This guy he's I know so many people that have had shit lives. I know so many more that have had shit lives that have had really good cushy lives. You think the people with cushy lives would be more grateful about their cushy life and like want to give that away and help other people? That's how I look at it. Like, I give away, I can't have peace inside myself unless I'm giving peace to other people. I got to go to the grocery store today. Like, I went to 3 places and they were all such positive. I felt like I was on a different planet. Like, wow, it was so nice. Went and got some water, and I got to hear a story because I have these stickers made and I give them out whenever I go to out in the community. I make magnets too. I just put a handful in my pocket, go out. It says straight people like rainbows too. I'm autistic. They said so in 1987 after frickin' test after test after test. I just wanted to take a nap. They just kept asking me questions. And so I came up with this when I was 9. Straight people like rainbows too. It's cheeky because I'm not. But back when I read an article in the paper, they had said that San Francisco, they started using this guy named Gilbert Baker came up with rainbow flag for the gays, and I was just like, nobody gets the rainbow. What the heck is that about? And so I go to the store today, and there's a lady that works there I know from. She used to be a waitress at this Trading Post restaurant I went to a couple of times. I don't really mess with them no more, but last time I ate there was cool. Just a burger, Swiss mushroom burger. Actually, it was hella dope. But so she works over there at Sid's now. And Sid's is like the snooty store. If there's like a snooty store in Taos, it would be Sid's. And but you're getting good quality food, so that's really what matters. I'm playing with my lights. I don't want to give myself any kind of a seizure. There. So whenever I see her, I give her stickers, and I make cookies, and I give people cookies, and they like those too. And well, recently I started making caramel, so she was putting something away in an aisle, and I was in the aisle, and she was like, "Hey, come here," and I walked up to her, and she's like, "You know how I wanted one of those stickers for somebody I know? It was for my neighbor." And I said, "Is it for a bigot, dude?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Rad. Those are exactly who I want them to go to, right? You know, because I believe in inclusion. You know, it's the color wheel. We're all just colors just we're all just different shades on the color wheel. What matters is what you do with the frequency of how your heart beats. That's what matters. And you know." Do good, do bad. What are you doing most of the time? Are you mostly a scoundrel? Is it mostly, self-serving? Sometimes, like, where's the balance in there? And so she said, "Yeah, this guy, his kids like to go out and bounce on the trampoline." And my friend went out and said, "Well, do you like to, you should take the kids to Twirl, a place where they take kids." I wish they had places like that when I was a kid, where the kids can play and stuff. And he's like, "No, I won't take my kids there. They have that rainbow flag there, blah, 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 blah." And so she's going to give that dude the sticker. I thought that was kind of cool, huh, Mom?
Yes. That was nice.
'Cause there's enough for everybody, Just give people that have the brains and the sense, like little hubs, and then just let everybody make their own community. That's what people want. We're going back to communal living. It's gonna happen, dude, because the clocks on the wall are lining up. We're gonna make the catastrophic things happen because of the catastrophe that we feel within ourselves. That's why they have wars. That's why these dudes go to wars. These old freaking white dudes, brown dudes, all the dudes. They just go to war because they get stuck in loops of stimuli. And it starts with the little tyke that falls on his butt. And mommy runs up. "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Or the mommy sits there and watches the kid and see how the kid reacts. And then the kid looks around. He's okay, but then you can see the like he starts crying. Like, You can see how he's using his behavior to set himself an advantage, and that is how they recruit these people to make the governments. I couldn't be recruited. I was done after 6 years. I wouldn't do more than 6 years because I couldn't be part of the bullshit because thou shalt not kill. I couldn't do it. I got an education so I can get a good job, take care of mom, and I don't use the education because God said thou shalt not kill. So then I come up with other ways to give back to the world because I'm so sorry for all the things that I took. Because there's no good reason for this stuff to happen, yet they do it all in the name of sacrifice. They sacrifice us. Sometimes they do it fast, sometimes they do it slow. It's just anybody that is willing to circumvent the care of the people in their own community over the comfort of anyone over there. They are the bad guy to me. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.